Hey guys, I'm doing a little experiment here. I'm making this video with my iPhone because my computer crashed. The brand new computer I bought isn't working very well at all. And end of the story, we got four computers in the house and none of them are working. So I'm trying this with my iPhone. And what I wanted to talk about is how long you could stay on a ketogenic diet or a low carb diet. Because what I noticed this morning while I was answering some comments on some of my YouTube videos is that a lot of people look at ketogenic diets as diets, something that you do before a competition, a photo shoot, a vacation, you bulk on chicken and rice or whatever all year. And then, towards the spring, you go on a ketogenic diet to get ripped for summer. And the ketogenic diet, low carb diets in general work great for that. But I want to talk about what I do, which is basically, since I discovered Vince Gironda's steak and eggs diet, low carb has been like a lifestyle, a way of life for me. Okay. And I think more people should go ahead and try this. Okay. Now, first of all, a big reason for that is the only problem a lot of people have with low carb or ketogenic diets is the induction phase. Okay. Becoming fat adapted. That means you cut down and eventually you cut out your carbs and your sugars. A lot of people have, a carb addiction. Okay. It's really hard. It's almost like getting off of cigarettes, alcohol, or drugs. Your body, rejects switching over to burning fat instead of carbohydrates. You may have a sugar addiction. Okay. It's the hard, what I'm saying is the hardest part of a ketogenic diet is the beginning when you're switching from burning carbs to burning fat. Okay. And, once you're through that, there's no reason to put yourself through that again. Okay. So first of all, it makes a lot of sense once you've got your body fat adapted to just stay on a low carb diet indefinitely, basically. Okay. Another thing is there are so many different types of low carb diets that I've used, okay? And a lot of them work really well for different reasons. So basically what I'm saying is you could go ahead and use the steak and eggs diet, okay? Or the meat, eggs, and water diet, whatever you want to call it, from Vince Gironda as your maintenance diet. That's basically, what you usually eat. Okay. If you want to go into a bulking phase, you go into something that I basically outlined when I talked about Larry Scott's bulking diet. Okay. Which, people say you need carbs to build muscle. That's simply not true. Okay. If you really increase the amount of fat that you take in, it jacks up your testosterone. And, it really is almost like taking a mild, a dose of steroids, because it just jacks your testosterone up so much. It makes it really easy to put on muscle. Okay. And then, like I said, after that, you've got my pure protein diet, which is a really good way to get very lean quickly. Okay. It's a diet that I based upon some research I did into how Sylvester Stallone got very lean for, his Rambo movies and his Rocky movies. So basically what it comes down to is once you're fat adapted, you could stay like that for the rest of your life. I mean, I remember my first experience with the steak and eggs diet. I read an article by Gironda himself, and he said that the first time he tried the diet, he ate 3/4 pound of steak and 3 eggs twice a day for 9 months straight. Okay, he was getting ready for the world's most muscular man, or whatever is the best built man, whatever they used to call bodybuilding before bodybuilding existed, to show how old it, how long ago it was that he actually competed. And like I said, he stayed on it for 9 months. He got in the best shape of his life. He got so ripped he couldn't make first place in any competition because they didn't want people to be that lean back then. And he says towards the end, not only was he maintaining his strength and getting lean, but he was actually building muscle. And in the same article, he says, if you're in a rut and if you're trying to build muscle and strength, you might as well try the same diet, but instead of eating, twice a day, just eat as many eggs and as much meat as you want 3 times a day, as a means of recomposing your body, losing fat, building muscle at the same time. So what I'm basically saying is there is no medical reason why you should not stay low carb, ketogenic, whatever, for the rest of your life. There's no performance-based reason why you cannot stay low carb, ketogenic for the rest of your life, because inside of the quote low carb diet, there are variations that you could use to bulk, to cut, to maintain. In terms of lifestyle, I love being on low carb diets because when I take in fat and when my body is used to burning fat as its primary source of fuel, I don't have to worry about meal timing that much. I have a very even energy level. I don't have a sugar high and then an insulin crash at the end. So I think it's just wonderful. And as much as people say like, oh well, how do you eat out? You could eat out on this diet better than anywhere else. I mean, if you have to, I don't recommend you go to McDonald's or Burger King. If you have to, you can grab like a bacon cheeseburger and just not eat ketchup, the buns or anything like that. You could go to a 24-hour diner in the United States. They're everywhere. Just grab steak, grab eggs if you want, hamburger meat, whatever you want, as much as you want. Drink water, drink coffee, anywhere. And they're open 24 hours a day. If you go out to like a 10 trillion star, a very expensive, ritzy restaurant, go with everybody else and have a steak just like everybody else. Just don't, drink anything that has sugar in it. Don't eat the potatoes or anything, but you can eat as much meat as you want. So like I said, I think that more people should look at the, low carb, high fat diet in a long-term view, not just like a short-term fix to get ripped real quick, but something that you could really stay on, be healthy, and be happy with for the rest of your life. So you might as well at least consider looking into it as a lifestyle and not just like a quick fix.